cooking at home. Coronavirus is keeping us down here. So we are on lockdown. I recommend y'all stay home too so that we can get back to business as usual as soon as possible. So let's all play along and do our part. We've been working hard at Lombardino's, taking care of some maintenance issues, getting ourselves back in the saddle so that we can open up in about a week and start some takeaway business that we're pretty excited about. But we're back for a video today, and today I have some spot prawns that we got from our great friend Stacy. She means well, and she gave us these spot prawns from Sitka salmon shares in Alaska. So wild caught spot prawns, and I'll show you how I clean and devein those. And we're gonna poach them, and we're gonna do them in kind of a cross-cultural ceviche kind of way tonight with olive oil and ginger and some Italian chili paste, cilantro, and avocado. So it should be really delicious. So the spot prawn is a wild shrimp from the west coast of the United States. They're found all the way from San Diego in the south up to Alaska. These come from Alaska, from the Sitka salmon shares. And if you look here, it's in the shrimp family, but they do have a couple of little spots on the tail, and that's where they get the name spot prawn. And so to clean these, I just want to take the shell off and save the shells. They're very precious. We're making a stock out of them right now. So you can take the tail and leave the tail on, or you can pop the tail off. Either way, you get a little handle there, or you can kind of squeeze it up, get all that meat. And then you want to devein them. So we're going to take a knife right along the top here, open it up, kind of butterfly it out. And this one's pretty clean. There's nothing in there to take out, so it's good to go. Now these are very sweet, and they have a flavor and a texture similar to lobster. So we've eaten prawns in Italy where they just barely cook them, so they're still somewhat raw at the center. So that's why I thought they'd be really good as a ceviche, a nice sweet shrimp that we're going to poach quickly and then put into a really delicious marinade. So I have a quick stock being made in the back here. So I took a little bit of cold water with all the shells from my prawns, some onions, celery, a little bay leaf, and black pepper. And this is just gonna be a flavor base. We're gonna chill some of this down and use it for our marinade, which is called leche de tigre. So the marinade for this ceviche is a Peruvian marinade called leche de tigre. And it's the tiger's milk. It's got a little bit of spice to it. In this case, I'm going to use my bomba calabrese, my southern Italian fermented chilies, some fresh ginger, some key limes, and garlic. So I'm going to start out, we'll start out with these limes. I'm going to slice up a few of these, picked them up at the store on sale, big bag of them. And I'm just squeeze them right through here so I catch all the seeds. Want a little bit of acid in here. And then we're going to use some olive oil as the base with a little bit of that freshly made prawn stock that we chilled down. I've got some lime juice in my bowl. Next I'm going to peel a garlic clove and do something my wife insists on. I never use a garlic press, but here we go. It's pretty much my first time. Wow, what do you know? It works great. Scrape that right off. Just a little bit of garlic in there. And then we're going to do a healthy dose of our fermented chili paste. And then I'm going to peel up some ginger. And I'll show you how we grate that up. I have a porcelain ginger grater here. So I'm just going to grate that. And this is absolutely a great way to take care of some ginger. It's kind of fibrous, so this really helps break it up. And then no chopping, it's fully minced up into a paste and ready to go. So I want a good gingery kick in here. I like that fiery, fresh ginger flavor. You just kind of go around there, right into our bowl. I'm going to add a little bit of thinly sliced red onion to this. Clean up my work surface, get all my mise en place together, everything in its place, ready to go. I just want the nice tender heart of the onion, thinly sliced. gonna add a few tomatoes to this. I think that'll be a nice touch. We had a few nice ripe tomatoes in the kitchen. So we'll just cut these up into wedges going right into our little salad. Then we're gonna serve this on a platter with some cool cucumber. And we'll toss some avocado and cilantro in at the very last second. So to finish up my marinade with my tomatoes, red onions, and ginger, I have that chili paste. I'm gonna put a healthy amount of extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we'll let these tomatoes and onions marinate while we poach our prawns. I'm gonna get everything in its place. The last thing I'm gonna do is poach my prawns. So the next thing here is we're gonna build our platter with some nice cool slices of cucumber. I just kind of give it a little bit of a peel, kind of just for the sake of presentation. Looks nice. So I'm gonna slice this up thinly and show you how I layer it out on a platter. So this is my platter that I'll be serving my spot prawn ceviche on. To poach the prawns, I have a pot of water that I brought to a boil. I'm gonna add a couple of bay leaves and then I'm gonna season it with a generous amount of salt. And I want my pot nicely seasoned, and I'm gonna just barely poach these little spot prawns. They're gonna go in, and then having everything in its place, I already have a little bowl of ice water on the side. So we're gonna just cook these until they're barely cooked through in this seasoned water, and then we're gonna plunge them into ice water, and that's gonna shock them and stop the cooking. So you can see how they kind of curl up and turn nice and bright pink. They don't take long at all, just about a minute. This water won't even return to a boil and they'll be ready to go. Touch till they're a little bit firm and opaque. Probably another 10 seconds. Then they're gonna go into our acidic marinade, so that will continue to cook them. Ceviche is generally raw fish that's cooked with the citrus, the acid in the marinade. So I think these are great. Just gently poached and quickly chilled. So I want to make sure my prawns chill quickly and we stop that cooking process. We want to halt the cooking. We'll let them sit for a few minutes to make sure they're nice and cold. So our prawns are nicely chilled. I'm just gonna drain them in a colander here. I wanna make sure that all the ice cubes are melted or gone away. Pull those bay leaves out and kind of give them a little bit of a shake. Leave as much moisture behind as we can. We want them to soak up the flavor of our marinade. So our tomatoes, onions, ginger, garlic, all been marinating for about 10 minutes while we poached our prawns, which are chilling. And to this, I'm gonna add some chopped cilantro. Chop a little more than I need so I have some to garnish with. Just kind of a nice rough chop. We'll put about, that much in there. We'll keep a little bit back on the side. And then we're gonna add avocado to this. That's gonna add that richness, that lusciousness. Take the little tip out of there. And I'm just gonna go around with a knife. I have one nice avocado left in the house. Open it up, looks pretty good. Grab that pit, comes right out. And then the way I slice it up, I just want chunks in here. So I just cut down, making sure I don't cut through the skin. Nice big chunks. Do both sides. And again. And then we'll just scoop this out with a spoon. So just get in there and pull all that avocado out. Same on the other side. And then we'll give the avocado just a touch of salt. I think avocado always needs a little bit of salt to really make it shine. Not too much because we know that our prawns are salted and our marinade is a little bit salty. So I'm gonna let that sit. So my prawns are chilled, drained. I'll take a taste of one of these here. Nice and sweet. Just barely cooked through. And they're gonna go into this marinade. And what really makes leche de tigre, we made that quick stock out of the shells. I'm gonna put a little bit of chilled stock in here, and this gives it that umami that's kind of like an Asian fish sauce, or in Italian cooking they would have garum, which is an anchovy sauce. So this is gonna really fortify our marinade with the flavor. The sweetness is in the flesh, but a lot of flavor in the shell. So we're gonna add our prawns in here. And this you can do ahead. Put these in the fridge, let them marinate for about an hour, maybe 2, before guests arrive. This is a great dish. And then you just platter them up on your platter of cucumbers and you're ready to go. So I've had my prawns marinating for a bit. The last thing to do is give it a little bit of a taste here. I just want to maybe taste a tomato. Really nice. Give it a final seasoning. I think just a little bit of salt. It has a great spice from those Calabrese chilies that I love so much. The crisp red onion. And then I have some gloves on here, so I'm gonna give it just a real rustic kind of mound. Get an avocado in every couple of bites. Not in every bite, just one here and there. It gets a little bit of a treat when you bump into an avocado on the road here. So we want to do this, and then take a little of the marinade right around. It's kind of like a vinaigrette. It's going to season up those cucumbers. Then we're going to top it with some of that rough chopped cilantro. So the last thing we do, we clean up our rim here. That's what we do in the restaurant. There's a whole position in the kitchen, the expediter, that sees every plate that leaves, wipes down every rim, makes sure everything's plated neatly and properly. And that is our sort of ceviche with Alaskan spot prawns from Sitka salmon shares and a little bit of cilantro, that leche de tigre, so that really good marinade of olive oil with Italian chilies, red onions, and avocado. Thanks for cooking along with me at home. I have this pot of stock going with my spot prawn shells, and that's going to be great for soups, stews, pastas, anything you want to use it up for. But I'm going to take a taste of this, and I really think this is a simple dish you can make with frozen shrimp. You know, any kind of seafood you can poach quickly and then give this great marinade. If you're serving people, it's a great thing to do ahead and have ready to go. But thanks again for watching. This is some real Lombardinos.